we see the separation of the righteous from the unrighteous. Things may not be quite as smooth and easy as we might imagine. Hi, this is Barry Phelps with 10-Minute Torah, day number 3, the Torah portion Bo, meaning either come or go. Let's go to Shemot or Exodus chapter number 11 and begin with verse number 1. And Yahweh said to Moshe, I am bringing yet one more plague on Pharaoh and on Mitzrayim. Notice this. After that, he is going to let you go from here. When he lets you go, he shall drive you out from here altogether. You mean we're not going to be escorted out of town and a parade and great fanfare? Well, they went out as such, but Pharaoh was doing his best to usher those people out of the land. And so it says here in verse 2 and 3, Speak now in the hearing of the people, and let every man ask from his neighbor, and every woman from her neighbor, objects of silver and objects of gold. And Yahweh gave the people favor in the eyes of the Mitzrites. And the man Moshe was very great in the land of Mitzrayim, in the eyes of Pharaoh's servants, in the eyes of the people. Now we know that the warning comes, he said, about midnight, Yah is going to come through the land, and he is going to slay the firstborn. Prior to this great event, this final culmination of Yah's plagues on this territory and this people, Yah is going to find a way to supply the need of his people in the wilderness. When they built the Mishkan, the tabernacle, as we will read in a few weeks, they had objects of gold and silver, they had bronze, they had jewels, they had fine tapestries. Where did they get all of this stuff? They were slaves. Well, they plundered the Mitzrites and took from them everything that they needed, desired and wanted, and then Yah asked of them to give from that to build his house. There is an understanding then that we should keep in mind where we are at present, prior to the coming of the kingdom, wherever that may be. We are in, for the most part, unless you're living in the land of Israel right now, you are in a place of exile. This is not our final home. Now, we may be assigned service in some country by Yeshua's command, all well and good, and we will obey him. But our ultimate destiny is Eretz Israel. While I was born in America and have been here at my birth, 10 generations in Virginia, 13 in the United States, we've been here a long time, since the 1600s. But America is not my ultimate destiny. I am destined for, as I believe you are, the land of Israel, the kingdom land of Israel, not just simply the borders that exist at this moment. Yah is going to, I believe, at some point, someplace, supply us with everything that we're going to need to go home to the land and reestablish the land. And you might think, well, once we get there, it'll just automatically be supplied with everything that we need. The way things go may involve a lot more physical involvement, a lot more hands-on application than what we may have been led to believe. The doctrine that says that we're going to have a great escape and we're going to leave this place and go into the heavens and we're going to live for some 7 years in the heavens before returning to the earth, while Israel gets smacked around with judgments on the earth and is almost annihilated by the nations. That's not a doctrine that I preach any longer. There was a time, but no more. I believe that Yeshua is coming to this earth and that he is bringing his kingdom with him to this earth, and that he will gather us from the nations as the prophets have declared. What Rav Shaul saw in 1 Thessalonians 4, I believe, is the resurrection, and we will be called up to Yeshua and continue with him to the earth. The question is, who makes a U-turn? Does Yeshua come in the sky, gather us, and then U-turn and go back to the heavens? Or do we meet him in the air and we U-turn, we return to the earth with him? Even in a glorified body, even in a resurrected body, our assignment is not going to believe, according to the scriptures, laying around under a fig tree eating grapes and cheese all day. We got work to do. We got assignments to accomplish. We got kingdom work to employ. We got journeys to take us. We will be going to Jerusalem at least 3 times a year. There are commands to teach to the nations and to help them to understand how to walk according to the commands of our King. There's going to be things to do. We're going to need supply. Well, we might imagine will automatically just lay it on the ground for us to go and pick up. Or is this the example that we're going to take from the nations those things that have been plundered from us? Just an idea. But it's the idea that says that the nations will have to give up its wealth, its systems, its prosperity in order to see us return to the land. Now, the separation from sheep and goats and the righteous from the unrighteous could be a very, very interesting situation. None of us can declare that absolutely beyond what the scriptures and a very shadow context gives to us. We're not given exhaustive detail here. So it's hard to be absolute about that. But we see then that Yeshua is the one that's going to judge us, is going to refine us, is going to separate us, is going to put us where we need to be. Let me take you to the book of Matthew, chapter 8. There's an interesting verse here, 2 verses. At Matthew 8, verse 11 and 12. Yeshua said this, "And I say to you that many shall come from the east and the west and sit down with Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov in the reign of the heavens." That's the kingdom of Yah. We're going to be coming from the directions. "But the sons of the reign shall be cast out into outer darkness, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth." Now, what reign are they of? There is a reign that is associated with the heavens that the patriarchs are a part of, and Yah is going to gather his elect from the 4 directions and bring in and seat with them. That's the kingdom of heaven. These are those that have chosen to be identified with the patriarchs, not only in name, but also in practice, walking in the belief. Yeshua says, if you were the sons of Abraham, then you would do what Abraham did. So it's not only identifying as a part of the Abrahamic family, but saying also, I'm going to walk in the same belief, the same trust, the same levels of obedience as Abraham did. Causes us to be identified with him and to walk and participate in the same covenant that he walked in. But then there's a second group here that is said to be the sons of the reign, who are judged. They're cast into outer darkness. Now, what reign are we talking about here? This is the reign of the kingdom of man, the religious kingdoms of man. These are those that declare and espouse that they are of the covenant of Abraham, that they are of the kingdom of heaven. These are those that Yeshua spoke against. He said, you're claiming Abraham as your father, but you're seeking to kill me because I tell you the truth. They couldn't handle the truth. Walking in covenant requires then that we walk also in truth and sincerity and purity of heart. And it's not something that we just say that we do, it's something that we do because that's what we do. So Yah is saying to Israel, I'm going to slaughter the firstborn. And I'm going to give you a covenant mechanism to be sure that that slaughtering does not come upon you. And it's going to ultimately separate you from those that you have been among. You're going to know who you are, you're going to know who they are, and you're going to know where you belong, and it's not where you are. Think on these things. And we'll see you again tomorrow. To then, shalom.